Excellency, Mr. President, Your Excellency, the Vice President, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Honorable Ministers, representatives of development partners, senior government officials, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Mr. President, this is the program of the launch of Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program, Njfp. And to give the welcome remarks is the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Otuba Adeniyi Adebayo. Honorable Minister.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and my pleasure to have been provided with this opportunity to welcome you all to this event. The Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program's objective of providing talented Nigerians with work placement opportunities is vital to national development. In the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, we appreciate the role of the private sector in fostering Nigeria's social and economic development, and we understand that providing an effective pipeline for building an efficient human resource pool is critical in driving investments and supporting the growth of private sector businesses, underscoring the importance of the private sector in employment generation, employment opportunities, investments, and financing essential development projects. The private sector in Nigeria has made a significant impact on the economy as the main job creator, providing approximately 90% of employment. Specifically, in Nigeria, we have witnessed the rise of private enterprises, which have transformed our economy in sectors such as telecommunications and financial services, which without doubt have been crucial in advancing innovation and entrepreneurship in many other sectors. The role of the private sector in building strong communities, in addition to providing individuals with essential self-determination, is obvious. People are motivated to work and innovate across multiple sectors of the economy. Last year, startups in the country generated more than $130 million in investments, the second highest in the continent. An extract from the Next Generation Nigeria Task Force report, published about a decade ago, headed by Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, stated that, and I quote, "Youth, not oil, will be the country's most valuable resource in the 21st century," unquote. This is a statement that I strongly subscribe to and believe should always remain in our thoughts. I am proud that the key focus of this prestigious program is to empower recent graduates in Nigeria with the right skills to make an impact on their livelihoods. It further buttresses the point that through investments in industry-based learn-as-you-earn programs, like the Jubilee Fellows Program, the private sector has the capacity to equip our workforce with the necessary tools to develop our human capital as well as our industries. The Jubilee Fellows Program is aptly named in recognition of the fact that we are in the year of our 60th independence anniversary as a nation. This administration is committed to playing its role in enabling the private sector to fulfill its true potential as our country continues to make progress. We will continue to collaborate with the private sector in developing the right conditions that will enable the growth and development of the economy and enable the creation of a conducive business environment that fosters the culture of training and mentorship. In conclusion, I would like to specifically thank His Excellency the Vice President and the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, for developing a platform for young Nigerians to gain practical work experience and leadership competencies. I truly believe it is a beneficial program that will provide the candidates with the right opportunities to develop their careers and increase the talent pool of the nation. I thank you very much, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment. Excellency, Mr. President, we will now take solidarity and goodwill messages. And the first is to come from the United Nations Development Programme, as represented by Mohammed Yahaya.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President, Honorable Ministers, UN Resident Coordinator, Chartered the Affairs of the EU Delegation, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, it's really an honor to be here this morning to deliver the remarks of the official launch of the Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program. We gather here today for a common objective to see the human capital of this great nation to be fully harnessed and positioned for impact. Each day, young Nigerians are breaking barriers, opening new frontiers, not just in Nigeria, but on the global stage. Young Nigerians continue to demonstrate to the world that they possess the capacity, ingenuity to transform their lives and those in their communities. Young Nigerians have produced some of the most outstanding cross-sectoral innovations. They have proven that they are incredibly talented asset to this country. This great nation does not have a shortage of talent. On the contrary, we face the challenge of how best to identify, position this talent for advancement of the country. Your Excellency, for the past 6 months, under your leadership and the leadership of your government, we have been working closely with partners such as the European Union to reflect on some of these issues to design the foundational pillars of the Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program. The Fellows Program will champion homegrown Nigerian talent and opportunities. It will connect inspiring young Nigerians with existing opportunities that engage their expertise. Furthermore, this initiative will include the private sector, as the Honorable Minister mentioned, startups and key public sector as key partners. Your Excellency, it's no longer a news that COVID has disrupted the way we work, how we access jobs, and importantly, the skill sets required to survive in this new norm. The Jubilee Fellow Program addresses this challenge by building a pipeline of talented young people who are future ready. Through the program, young Nigerians will access skills that will help them navigate this evolving post-COVID job market. Your Excellency, we will not have gotten here without the unwavering support of your administration. The design of the program has benefited from extensive engagement with professional association of young people, graduates, private sector, and public sector institutions. As you officially launch this exciting initiative, we continue to advocate for continued support, collaboration from the private sector, the public sector, and our development partners. I look forward to seeing this inspiring young talent of this country leverage this program to enhance their competency and contribute to the growth and development of Nigeria. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohamed Yahaya of the United Nations Development Program. Next, to give a solidarity and goodwill message is Mr. Alexandre Gomez of the European Union.
Thank you. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, I will start an existing protocol if you allow me, and I'll try to do this to the master because my specs team up and then I can't see what I had to say, but I'll give it this way. You know, in looking at the program and even looking at some of the figures behind them, you know, you come through some very impressive figures. I mean, 60% of Nigerians are below 25, and 30% of African youth are those young Nigerians, which is pretty impressive. This being said, it's difficult not to find the obvious answer to where we should be looking, and I think it's at the young and what to do with them so that they can find a productive life. Youth unemployment is still high in Nigeria, and which is about 30%, slightly up than 30%, and you get 600,000 graduates each year coming onto the labor market in this country from polytechnics, colleges, and other such institutions. We, in our policies, internal and external, the European Union, we consider ourselves to be at the forefront of promoting youth-focused and led development. It is something that it's taken very seriously and is reflected everywhere in our programming. We like to stress the contribution of young to developing societies that are more legitimate. And if they're more legitimate, they are safer and they are stronger, more peaceful. And normally that kind of society are greater defenders of human rights and rule of law. We see the young as change makers. It's in the nature of being young, and essential to the implementation of our development agenda, which is shared with some of those present here. We stand ready to assist Nigeria in keeping the young as an asset, not turning them into a liability. This is a point that we like to make both internally in the EU as outside. And I'd like to point out that we have a cycle of programming coming up, the European Union, development cooperation. And we have three vectors in that program. One of them is green and digital economy. The second one is governance, peace and migration. And the third one is human development. And it's precisely there that will focus on youth employment, empowerment, and their development. This is why we're supporting this program of the Nigerian government, which is being implemented by UNDP, the Jubilee Fellows Program. We're very happy to do this. Our participation in this program, which will be above 40 million euros, which is about 25 billion naira, is the first commitment we undertake under the new 7-year cycle of financing. And it goes on to the benefit of youth. I just like to point out that the approach of the European Union has been something that's a bit trendy, but it's been called Team Europe, which includes member states, private sector as well. And we have contacted the private sector, European companies in Nigeria. They are more than ready to participate in the program. Now, really, finally, since we're talking youth here, we are launching what we call youth sounding boards on the 13th of September. This is people who are selected, 25 youths, who will have an opportunity to be consulted on the way we do our programming going forward. So it's a matter of responsibility and actually empowerment of the young. And also, I participated only a couple of weeks ago at the launch of the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Scholarship Program, where we sent 126 postgraduate students from Nigeria to several European countries. And it's the kind of investment which is very rewarding, and the kind of ceremony, because you can actually see the beneficiaries just sitting there in front of you. We expect that this additional partnership between government, private, and international, and youth will further contribute to the development of Nigeria. Now, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alexandre Gomez of the European Union. Mr. President, the final intervention will come from the United Nations Resident Coordinator, Mr. Edward Callum.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Honorable Federal Ministers that are present here, Your Excellency, the Chargé d'Affaires, delegation of the European Union, friends and colleagues. Good morning. Your Excellency, the President, distinguished guests, it is my singular honor to be here this morning and lend my voice on behalf of the UN system in Nigeria on the occasion of the official launch of the Nigerian Jubilee Fellow Program. Today, the world is home to approximately 1.8 billion young people, with many of them living on the continent of Africa. As we already know, Nigeria contributes close to 20% of Africans' youth. If harnessed effectively, this population of young people offer a critical opportunity to lead Nigeria's development aspiration, accelerate the attainment of sustainable development goals, and becomes its great assets as agents of change. We have seen Nigerian young people being resilient. As we just heard a few minutes ago, Nigerian youths are known globally as pace setters. not only as they highly skilled and educated, but also as innovative entrepreneurs. Nigeria is the leading destination of startup investments, largely targeted and led by youth. You all know, Your Excellency, the fintech industry in the country, for example, e-commerce, digital economy, creative industries, and now agriculture is largely driven by young people. This generation is hugely connected to each other like never before. We have seen how they can mobilize across borders, and technology has made it even more feasible to organize towards a commonly shared cause. As a result, youth networks continue to provide the safety nets of solidarity, exemplifying resilience and a platform to bolster sustainable change. I'm therefore glad to see that the federal government is ready to deploy such a timely and innovative program that further seeks to strengthen the network between young Nigerians. They have challenges. Your Excellency, despite this demonstrated potential, young Nigerians, like their counterparts in most developing countries, are facing incredible challenges and in some cases exposed to life-threatening risk. The COVID-19 pandemic, as my colleague has already alluded to, as you all know, has erased significant development gains made in the past decade to make the world a better place. Among the devastating effects is the loss of opportunities for employment for young people, education and access to essential services. Increased cases of gender-based violence, of which you're a champion, Your Excellency, also means that young people are facing infringement of their rights and choices. But their potentials are enormous. Despite these challenges, I've witnessed firsthand that young people are ready, not just to speak up, but to take the lead on development progress across the country. This generation has already shown contribution to the resilience of communities, proposing innovative solutions, driving social progress, and inspiring political change in urban as well as rural contexts. We have also seen them demand higher expectations than the generation before us, with a strong grasp of their socio-economic and political rights. I therefore strongly believe that the future is young, and the world needs young people to assume certain stage as problem solvers. The programs such as the Jubilee Fellow Program is therefore a welcome opportunity to provide them a platform to further demonstrate their potential. The role of the international community. We have demonstrated that one of the things I've been yearning for since I took over my responsibility in this country as a leader of the UN system was to see how the United Nations can actually add value to the effort of the government of Nigeria. The international community and key stakeholders have significant role to play in ensuring young people receive the proper tools and opportunities in order to reach their full potential. The way in which the shifting demographics in the world is leveraging and how young people navigate their transition into adulthood are critical for the progress of humankind and the health of the planet. You would therefore agree with me that this program provides a viable transition from learning to earning. In concluding, Your Excellency, I want to congratulate Your Excellency, UNDP, for this timely investment. And I must add, the Vice President, I still remember that delicious dinner where this idea was born, where the concept was floated. And today we are seeing what I call at times theory being translated into practical action that will bring dividends to the young people of Nigeria. I'm pleased that the EU is pioneering a substantial investment in the right direction in this program, and I'm sure the private sector will all gravitate towards this effort to ensure that the young people of Nigeria are given the opportunity they deserve and also given the chance to contribute to the development of this great nation. I'm sure when I retire, I will one day come back and see what the young people are doing for our continent. Of course, I'm just across the ocean, so I have a passion for what I do in this country, because if this country grows, I will rest in peace when I retire. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Calon, United Nations resident coordinator. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the high point of this event, in which we will listen to remarks from Mr. President, and he will launch the Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program. Mr. President.
Your Excellency, the Vice President, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Honorable Ministers, representatives of development partners, senior government officials, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to be here with you all today. We are in an unprecedented time in the history of our nation, a time when global economies have been battered by coronavirus pandemic. One of the significant impacts of the pandemic on economies was loss of jobs and opportunities, with the International Labour Organization estimating the equivalent of an unprecedented 255 million jobs being lost around the world as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. On Tuesday, 22nd June 2021, I set up the National Poverty Reduction with Growth Strategy Steering Committee to coordinate our work to fulfill my promise to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty in 10 years. This is building on the positive results from the economic recovery and growth plan and the targeted response to the effects of the coronavirus pandemic with the economic sustainability plan. These efforts have yielded results, with Nigeria recording its biggest economic growth in 6 years, with a GDP growth of 5% in the second quarter of 2021. The sectors that drove this growth are trade, communications and manufacturing, transportation, electricity, and agriculture. Each of these sectors showed significant improvement and this created more jobs for our populace. An important part of our policies and strategies is the focus on employment and creating opportunities for our people. When this government was elected in 2015, we committed to increasing job opportunities for Nigerians, and as part of our social investment program, we recruited 500,000 graduates into our N-Power program. In 2019, I directed that the number be increased to 1 million. These graduates are recruited to work in agricultural, health, and education institutions across the country. The N-Power program also has a non-graduate component that provides skills to tens of thousands of Nigerians in areas such as technology, masonry, auto repairs, and carpentry. We estimate that about 2 million people join our labor force annually. We continue to work with our partners to provide more opportunities to create jobs, and Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program in partnership with the United Nations Development Program being one of such opportunities. To create more opportunities for our young population, we have to provide avenues for them to gain relevant work experience. The Jubilee program will provide a pathway for young Nigerians to gain work experience in top-tier organizations, gaining relevant skills and building the right networks for the future in various sectors, including information and communication technology, financial services, trade, manufacturing, agriculture, and agro-processing. Other sectors include mining, telecommunications, creative industries and technology, education, health, research and development, and public sector institutions. We believe that building the right skills and experiences across these sectors are important to sustain the economic growth we are experiencing. The program will build on other efforts of the government to support young Nigerians, such as the 75 billion youth fund in the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, which was created in support to support young Nigerians in business or with business ideas. The program has kicked off and will run for 3 years with 25 billion released annually. The Economic Sustainability Plan, which was our response to the coronavirus pandemic. We have set up a survival fund, which has helped many businesses stay afloat in the worst economic periods of the last 5 years. More than 1 million Nigerians have benefited from the fund, with more than 500,000 benefiting from the micro, small, and medium enterprises payroll support track. Approximately 270,000 beneficiaries of the artisan support track and about 50,000 beneficiaries of the micro, small, 50,000 beneficiaries of the micro, small, and medium enterprises grant scheme. The Economic Sustainability Plan also has a solar power component that will employ tens of thousands of Nigerians and ensure that they keep the lights on in their communities to support other activities within these communities. The agricultural, housing, and digital economy projects under the Economic Sustainability Plan are also creating opportunities across many sectors, sectors under the Economic Sustainability Plan for Nigerians creating jobs, supporting livelihood, and providing skills across sectors. The Nigerian Jubilee Fellow Program, being a fully paid post-NYSC work placement program for Nigerians, will provide an opportunity for mentors who are already engaged in various industries and have gained relevant experience and build capacity over the years to provide mentorship and support for the young Nigerians that will be on the program. Beyond the skills and work experience, we will be building a new culture of mentorship and guidance that can chart our new course for skills development and work experience in our country. We believe that as this program creates new opportunities for 20,000 recent graduates annually, the beneficiaries will maximize the opportunities presented to them and maximize their 12 months of engagement on the program. I will encourage all eligible Nigerians to apply for this program. I also urge private sector organizations in Nigeria to join us on this program to provide work placement opportunities, mentors, and funding to support the program. I would like to say thank you to the United Nations Development Program and the European Union for their support on this vital initiative, and I hereby declare the program open. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I will rise for the national anthem. 1, 2, go.
Arise, O forward,